Excuse me. This one reminds me of, I was watching Comedy Central, and this was during my single years, not that many years ago. And I was watching Comedy Central, this comedian, and he was mentioning that, yep, he's a single 32-year-old man that has a cat named Mittens. Her name is Mittens because she's got 6 toes. Hit kind of close to home. Anyway, what would a rambling, nonsensical John isn't awake yet video be without a nightmare? So I was dreaming last night that I bought something for $4.50, and somehow I discovered that $4 of that went to taxes. That's probably the scariest nightmare that I've ever had, because I see that as our future. You have these people that are so, I don't know, intent on destroying the entrepreneurial spirit, you know, of our great country, of the world. Our country's not the only one. And it seems like in their attempt to equalize everything, spread the wealth, they're destroying the strength of our nation, in that entrepreneurial spirit, creating business, creating jobs on a smaller scale. Not everything is Amazon and welfare. Let me end it at that. Okay, so today is a fantastic day for me. I love it. And I've arranged these so you can't see the labels, but Treebo's ready to go out. I love it. I do triangular packaging. I find it's the same. It's the safest way to do it, the most strong, and it's kind of cool because six of my paddle bowls, bows, and or mollies will form a nice hexagon. I think there's a lesson in that. Let's see here. I'm not going to give away anything. The great state of Texas. If America ever crumbles, there will always be a Texas. God bless Texas. A desert region of California. And the great nation of Canada. Exciting stuff. I sometimes wish that I would have a big map of the world and put pens wherever I sold bows. And one of these, I discovered it was Martin Luther King Day yesterday, so the post office wasn't open, so I'm on my way back with a bow I was going to send out. And the fellow, one of the fellows here called me, and oh my goodness, in the past I've had people contract me, commission me to do ishi bows, the yahe, and this fellow can make the points like I've never seen before. Steve Allalay and some other people do this, but these points that he makes, he sent me some pictures of them. It was a great conversation. Narrow and long, they're crazy long compared to their width, and the notches he puts in them, he's talking like a notch. It's a millimeter wide that goes almost to the center. He can do it, and so, you know, this isn't just making a few extra bucks on my part. It's amazing to me the people that I run across, including you who are watching this. My life is rich because of all of you. And it seems like every day when I get into more bow making and stuff like that, my life gets richer. Nah. I also wonder, in 200 years, are any of my bows going to survive? Will my bows be in a museum somewhere? Well, actually a couple already are. But that's an interesting thought. What do we do here that will last? Next subject. Really good instant coffee. I was a truck driver and a teacher, and I was in the Army, so my views on coffee are a little different than yours. I measure it by strength. If it's strong, doesn't matter what it tastes like, it's good coffee. Music, the mystery song was actually lowrider, except I alternated between the main part and just kind of a dopey little modification of it. If you are a musician, you're wondering if I get something that's a nice instrument, and I'm not saying this is the greatest bass in the world, but I like it. Will this make you a better player? The quality, it'll make you a better player because you can't put them down. Inspiring. You gotta find something that you really like. And I mentioned that there was a bass guitar sitting over there I bought for my daughter, a cheap Silvertone. I mean, I think I paid 80 bucks for it, and it might have even come with an amplifier. And I thought I would show it to you. No, I didn't pull the Pete Townsend. What I did was I carefully took it apart. Now, I'm really an acoustic instrument player and not an electric. And so you cannot cheat quality with an acoustic. You can't cover up materials or construction or something like that by amplifying it. And so I'm looking at this cheap Silvertone, and I looked on eBay just so I could pass this along to you. I saw one of these things used on eBay for $45. Who can't afford $45? You know, for an instrument, you want to get into it. And what I'm thinking is that an instrument, really, if it's an electric one, a lot of it is this. And I'm sighting down this, and it has a little, I don't know if it's called underbow or overbow. It's actually a really nice neck with a slight bit of whatever this is, which is taken up by the string tension to straighten it, and then you've got a truss rod in here that, you know, you can adjust the underbow. And so the possibility is here. And I'm looking at this cheap bass, and the fretwork along here is rough. I know how to file and sand. I can turn this into a silky smooth side, you know, as any expensive instrument, no big deal. If the frets need to be level, which they really don't, because before I took it apart it wasn't buzzing, I could level the frets, recrown them. And so basically, this has the makings of a really nice playing bass. You can take a cheap instrument, do the fretwork, get the neck right, blah blah blah, and it'll finger as well as any expensive bass, because anything, as long as the neck's not messed up, has the capability of having nice finger action. You can adjust how silky smooth this is, you know, if you can refinish stuff. You don't need to worry about if frets are rough on the edges, because you can sand them. I can turn this into a very nice quality neck, even though it's kind of a cheap scuzzy bass. Now this thing, there's always a discussion on tone woods on an electric instrument. Well, I'm not going to go either way. I'm going to say that if I put decent pickups on this, it's going to sound nice. Both electronic doohickeys, and again, I went on eBay. You can probably go on Reverb Nation and buy used, really good pickups. I could probably buy sublime quality pickups for this used for well under $100. So the electronics are taken care of. What this thing looks like, there's a big chip right here underneath the bridge tailpiece thingamajigger. You don't see it. And so I'm going to peel the stickers off. I'm going to unfinish it and get down to the raw wood, and it's poplar, I can tell. And so that's, you know, a reasonable wood for a bass or even an electric guitar. It's not bad. I'm sure that it was made out of 3, 4, 5 pieces of wood, but poplar is kind of a blonde thing, so you're not going to see the color difference. I've been watching YouTube on refinishing electric instruments, and I think I'm going to go with the burn it. First I'm going to take the finish off. It's a thick poly finish. I'm going to take it off with a heat gun and scrape it. You know, I wouldn't do that on a mandolin because of the binding and the nature of the thing, but on this, just a dumb piece of wood, I can use a heat gun, peel off all that horrible poly finish, do some manner of burning it and then scraping it off with a wire brush, and maybe some grain will show. Probably, I don't know, poplar, but I can maybe take copper wire and wrap it around here and then burn it, and it might mimic a flame. I don't know. I'm gonna see. But I like this. I figure this was my daughter's bass, and yes, I'm peeling off her stickers and stuff like that. But how cool is that? In our family, things skip a generation. And so my grandson, Molly's little baby mittens, will probably be like me. And so I think it would be a fine thing to like take his mommy's bass, take a little bit of grandpappy. That makes me ultimately happy and satisfied. I'm going to have a grandbaby. And I'm going to refinish and refurbish this bass for, I don't know what his name is, little Molly baby. That'd be cool. I'm going to keep my Hofner, of course. Fun project. I better finish my coffee and get my arson gear. This is going to be a sweet, sweet bass. And one could be yours too. Go to eBay, buy a cheap silver tone bass for 45, 50 bucks. Get nice pickups for 50 bucks. I bet you can get like some decent pickups for 50 bucks. A little bit of elbow grease. Learn, this is great, learning how to do fret work. I mean, not gonna mess up a $45 thing, you know. I'm certainly not gonna do this on some kind of custom bass or an expensive instrument, but I'm fearless when it comes to a cheap thing. And just another fun project. Keep yourself busy. Have a great day, and thank you for watching. Wow. Wow. Little Dr. Evil thing going on there. I don't want to scratch it.